Welcome back. Today we're here with the 2026 Grand Design RV LVT1. This is the bold entry into the B-van market from Grand Design RV. Today we have a special guest, Rob O'Neill from Middlebury, Indiana from Grand Design RV. In our past videos about the LVT1, we've had a lot of great comments, also questions about the LVT1. So this video hopefully will answer a lot of the major questions that viewers have had about the LVT1.
Rob O'Neill here with Brock here at Mesa RV in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. We're gonna do a quick little walk around on our brand new LVT1. Just kind of some industry first features that we have on the all-wheel drive Ford Transit platform that really set us apart in this luxury overland space. Casual walk around on some of my favorite features on the outside and inside of the LVT1. First and foremost, we build this adventure luxury van on a transit chassis. I fully believe that this is the best platform for an adventure van. You get typically what's out there is you'll see the 4x4 Mercedes chassis, but some nuanced differences with the Transit. You're gonna get 100 more horsepower, more torque, and 900 pounds more GVWR, right? So what does that mean for the consumer? They're gonna have more power, right? They're gonna, merge onto the highway with a little bit more confidence. 900 pounds more GVWR, that's almost 10% more. So we can put more stuff into it and they can put more stuff into it. We do a 48 volt system. There's no propane on this thing. The way that we've designed the electrical system, the unit itself is a generator. So, our big focus for that adventure van space is we want them to be able to go further longer, right? So we upgrade the tires, KO2 tires. This has a couple options on here that I'll talk about, but I really do believe that this is the best platform for that luxury adventure van. So moving around here, you can see we do the Raptor style front end. Is that anything other than cool? No, right? But we do some rhino lining here on the bumper to just give it some added protection. We do a light bar. You've got the front light bar and rear lights too, and it is on a mechanical switch, so you can just push a button and it's going to flip inside and outside to be able to cover that light bar. We do a panoramic skylight here in the front. I think it just kind of pops. You can get this in our avalanche gray. We also do a carbonized gray that's going to be kind of a darker gray. So you've got light gray and dark gray out there in the marketplace. Another big chassis related thing, and I'm kind of switching gears here. This is an all single fuel source coach, right? So versus a Mercedes out here, you're going to have gas versus diesel, right? You're going to have a lot more flexibility when it comes to chassis service locations, but you don't have to mess with DEF or DPF, right? So diesel particulate filter or the diesel exhaust fluid. If you've got gas in this coach, you can do anything that you want, because the furnace also runs on gasoline. You've got an electric water heater that runs on 12 volt or 110. That mini split system. So it really is a very versatile coach. And again, kind of hitting that highlight. We want you guys to be able to go further longer. So you have a cassette toilet. I love the cassette toilet. It gives you a lot of flexibility to be able to dump your black tank anywhere you are, right? So you take this cassette out. If you're at a campground with full hookups, you're stopping at that dump station as you're leaving, you're just dumping it right there. If you're doing some boondocking out in national parks, you could dump that in a pit toilet. Stopping at a Love's truck stop in between point A and point B, dump that right into a truck stop toilet. So this gives you a lot more flexibility to be able to dump your black tank wherever you're at, right? You've got your outlet right there for your gray water tank, and the fact that we don't have a black tank gives us more room. We have the industry standard leading tank sizes for your freshwater and gray water tank. We weren't really happy with any of the outdoor shower hookups, so we had this designed specifically for us. So it's a quick connect for your outdoor shower. Once you plug that in there, you can toggle this hot or cold. So that's where you plug in right here. And then this is your city water connection. There is a gravity tank fill on the other side. So this does have an upgrade on here, the adjustable Falcon shocks back here. So you can adjust the compression here on your rear axle. Again, this is an adventure van, right? So getting out there off the beaten path, being able to sustain some, rugged roads out there, some Forest Service roads. That was definitely something that would be important to me as a consumer. So,
but one of the concerns some folks had was the mini split system. So of course the inside part, no problem, but it's the condenser underneath behind the axle. That was a concern about, corrosion and it's being submerged, in water.
Sure.
So,
and those are all fair questions. This is really the industry first as far as that mini split air conditioning system. So if you want to kind of pan down here, we can look. You'll notice that the fans and the condenser and everything like that actually sit higher than the rear differential case. So you're not going to have those ground strikes. If you want to pan back up here, I know it can be kind of loud with those fans on, but I showcase that outdoor shower right there. The company that we get this from, SDG, most of their market share is in emergency vehicles, so ambulances, fire trucks, places where people are spending an entire shift inside of a vehicle. So that's where it's designed to be. It's not like, we decided to put a mini split system underneath the chassis that, is more residential in design. It's designed to go on a chassis. Even so far as anywhere you take this coach to have the dash air conditioning system serviced, they can also service this system as well. So when you couple that with, the serviceability network that Ford already has built, 20,000 BTUs, there's also a ripple effect with, we have more room on the roof, right? So this is option with a pop top, or you can option it with a pop top. This one does not have one. What does that mean for us? Well, we were the only ones on a Transit that ducked the pop top. So we have more room for that too. We have more room for more solar, right? So when you get this with a pop top, there's a 20-degree offset. So if it's 90 degrees outside, it's gonna be 70 degrees in your pop top. So that's always been a pain point, for B-Van customers that need to sleep for, that the pop top is more of like a sauna than anything. So the fact that we have more room on the roof for more solar, we can duct that pop top, that's a huge benefit to retail customers. So I get the questions. Those are great questions. I have the utmost faith in this mini split system. And I honestly think that you'll see it in more, non-overland stuff in the next 3 to 5 years.
And that's what a lot of people like, is you have more room. You can actually put stuff on the roof because you don't have this huge unit on the roof.
Correct.
And then the pop top solves another question. Some people were like, well, why does it seat 4 if it can only sleep 2? But that pop top, like you just mentioned, that'll solve that.
Back here, you've got a really good look at kind of all the way through. You've got the flip up bed. There's a table that stows underneath the bed that hooks on the inside or the outside. This is kind of your storage, main storage bay here. You've got, a magnetic catch on the big bay door here that opens up. You've also got, this is a little laundry hamper right here, so you can drop in dirty clothes. And then here, the bed flips down. We're in bed mode. This comes with a projector. You guys have it put away so it doesn't walk away here on the lot, but you've got a built-in movie theater screen. So that just up and down, and then the projector. I have a Class C motorhome, and one of our favorite things that we've, started to camp with is a projector, right? Yeah. So the fact that you've got built-in movie theater, but you can take that projector outside, right? So you can have movie night anywhere. And there's a sliding scale of projectors, right? So we put a really nice projector in there. It's a Samsung, I believe it's a Flip. It's Bluetooth, it's Wi-Fi. You can download apps to it. So it's really seamless as far as I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching this, I'm watching that, I'm watching YouTube TV, right? So it's not clunky. You can cast to it, you can Bluetooth speakers to it. So it's a really nice projector. It'll also automatically note what angle you're at and the screen size, right? So if you'll notice, in the bedroom, it's kind of offset when you mount it up there, but it'll automatically square itself up. So it's a really nice projector. I really think that every RV should have an outdoor entertainment option. Because you can put a projector, anywhere.
Oh, does this have the LED underglow?
It does. So when you open the door, obviously it's going to be hard to see in full sun here in Tucson, but you open the door and there's lights there. We also have LED strip lighting underneath here and on the off door side too. So at night, in your hookup area, that's where you're at. So
that's great.
Those are really going over some key features that I think are most important here in the LVT1. I'll kind of start with this area right here. So you've got your Eberspacher furnace. It runs right off of gasoline, the gasoline to your chassis. It's going to have an emergency cutoff just like you would have on, say, a traditional Class C that has a gas generator, so you're not going to run yourself out of gasoline by running your furnace. Very, very efficient. It's a dump furnace here, so it's going to kick out all the heat right underneath your passenger seat. And it draws a gallon in 24 hours, so a gallon a day. So definitely a lot of capabilities when it comes to boondocking, right? Right here, you've got your battery on off. This has a 48 volt system. So it's got an 8,400 watt hour Lithionics lithium battery. And then it has a 3,000 watt inverter charger also from Lithionics. So that's what you see here. And then you've got your Firefly multiplex screen. When I started this unit up, let me get a timestamp on this. This unit was 104 degrees about 15 minutes ago. So been running the air conditioner. We had all the doors open.
Nice.
So we've cooled it down to 78 degrees, just like that. So that 20,000 BTU mini split system is really, really slick. Yeah, I do have the unit on right now. So when I go to the electrical tab, running the air conditioner, at full blast, and the secondary alternator, we're actually plus 10 amps just idling, right? So you've got a secondary alternator directly from Ford, 250 amps. So if you're driving at highway speeds, you'd be putting a lot more power into this unit. But that's really highlights the flexibility you get if you're doing extended boondocking and you're running out of power. All you have to do is kick this on to idle. So remember what I said, single fuel source. As long as you have gasoline, you can do whatever you want in this unit. And it's also prepped to add another 8,400 watt hour Lithionics lithium battery. So, sweet. You'd have almost 17,000 watt hours of lithium battery if you put that second battery in. Now, retail on that battery is $14,000. So it's not necessarily for everybody, but again, we want them to go further longer, right? The fact that they have that capability to expand on that, I think is a big deal. We also have an option for a solar awning, right? So the whole awning can be one big solar panel and adds over 700 watts of solar to that too. So,
and I'm glad you brought that up. The awning is a Girard awning.
Correct.
But does Girard make that panel?
They do not. So a company called Apollo makes that. It's going to be powered by Girard if you got that solar awning. But yeah, so that's an option. You can do the pop top. This has the Falcon shocks. You can also option this with Starlink already installed from the factory, but even if the Starlink's not installed from the factory, it's always pre-wired. So cool. But that's kind of like an overview. This is a really good kind of real life scenario of like, hey, we're at 22% battery. We're kind of getting down there. It's hot here in Tucson. What's that look like in real time? Well, running the AC at full blast, we're still plus 10 amps just off idle. So that's perfect. And people love the Lithionics too. They're definitely the gold standard when it comes to lithium battery banks. Couple that with some Victron components, the Serbo and the MPPT charge controller. Like I said, without pop top, you've got 400 watts of solar on the roof. With the pop top, that drops to 300 watts of solar on the roof. So again, that's just, there's less real estate when you have the pop top. There's a lot of flexibility when it comes to this unit. Up here, chassis related, we do a really nice recover on the seats. We do some Grand Design stitching. We also do safes in each of the headrests. So there's safes that you can lock and put your valuables in right there. We touched on the bench seat right here, right? So seating for 4, and you've got 3-point harness seating back here too. So you've got 4 3-point harness seat belts. One of my favorite things, it might not be readily apparent, but this is actually your induction cooktop right here, right? So this little nub that you see, that's your center point on your induction cooktop. InvisiCook is the company that we partnered with to put the system in an RV. To my knowledge, we're the only ones that are doing this like hidden induction cooktop. It's kind of a trendy thing in custom homes right now, is just to make sure that you can't see your cooktops. We do an Italian porcelain countertop here because it pairs well with that InvisiCook system. So you literally just put a pan here, you've got your controller right here, and it's going to heat up. I love induction. I was a chef before I got into RV, so I love to cook. I was kind of leery when it came to induction a couple years ago, but having messed with it myself, that heat transfer is so fast, it doesn't heat up to the same degree as you would with a propane burner, right? So it's safer, especially if you have little kids running around. Okay. They're not going to touch a hot burner. Yeah. And again, we've heard in the last couple of years, a lot of customers are looking for RVs that don't have propane, right? So there's no propane on this vehicle at all. Again, it's a generator in of itself, so you don't need to have a secondary fuel source. I'll say it again, right? A single fuel source RV, and go further longer, right? Yeah. Composite cabinets, you know, everything's going to be soft close. I love these latches that we have here because you can lock all of your drawers and things like that. You know, you've got some oversized drawers all the way throughout your kitchen. This drawer right here is actually microwave prep. So if you would like to have a microwave, you would lose this drawer, but there's already wiring right there. And that's right where the microwave prep is designed to go.
That's nice. A lot of people like the microwave down low, so you don't have anything hot.
Correct.
Way up
yeah,
high.
yeah. And that's like inherently, we'll always have some folks that pick at that, right? But everybody can reach it down low. Not everybody can reach it when it's up high. So that's why you'll see, you know, not just us, but a lot of manufacturers do it that way. You have a pop-up storage, spice rack, whatever you want to, you know, put in that. You've got the kind of rainfall like hammer style kitchen faucet. But another kind of industry first thing is our bathroom, right? So we call them tambour doors. You've got a walk-through shower. Inherently in a B van, right? A wet bath is usually a pain point, especially if you have somebody that's over 6 feet tall. Those wet baths just feel like a coffin. So we designed this, and again, this is going to be industry first with these tambour doors. And this is definitely something, you know, I would urge you guys to kind of look, touch, feel on, right? So these just spin around and close this off, and your bathroom's back here. So I'll kind of let you demo that when I move out of the way. But yeah, definitely. Back here, you've got your, you know, your cassette toilet. Everything in here is going to be plastic. It's designed to get wet. So I really like this. I think it's going to be a game changer in the way the industry approaches bathrooms. You know, hopefully when you're camping, you spend the least amount of time in your bathroom, hopefully. And, you know, having this multi-purpose space of, you know, when I'm not showering, this is a walk-through, it's a hallway, just a very multi-function space.
And a lot of folks that have been watching the videos, they really do like this convertible shower area, but I think the only real one concern that I've heard a few times is about getting dirt in the tracks down below.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up. So, you know, I got to borrow one of these for a couple days over the 4th of July. I took my daughter, she's 5, to the beach. So we spent kind of 2 days, one night out and about. So when I got back, I had nothing but sand everywhere in here. And one thing that I loved about this van was, you know, I was like, man, this is going to take me forever to sweep this out, right? So just opening up these rear doors back here, I stood right where you're at, and I used a leaf blower, and I just blew all the dirt out.
Nice.
So, okay. I mean, the fact that you just have this kind of natural tunnel, it was very easy to clean, in my opinion. So,
okay, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. The flooring piece that goes over this, does that kind of help keep dirt out of?
It does, and that's, I took it out to showcase in this video. There is an insert right here that makes it look like the rolled vinyl flooring. This is kind of in shower mode right now, where you have your teak shower pan. Okay. So you kind of install that, and then it just kind of seamlessly blends right in there. So
sweet.
Good call out.
Okay.
Other cool things, we do the custom cutouts on both sides of the bed. So when you flip this bed down, it is 54 by 80. So definitely a pretty big space for comfortable sleeping for two. You know, little things that we hear quite a bit in the industry. You know, where do I put a trash can? Good news, we already put it in there for you. Another thing that I really enjoy is we also have a paper towel holder. Just those little things that you don't have to bring with you. I know in my motorhome, we mounted a paper towel holder kind of up on the cabinet, so it's just always kind of in the way. It's always out there. But this is a really well thought out adventure van vehicle. I love the 48 volt system. I love the Transit chassis. I love the fact that it's single fuel source. I think that we checked a lot of boxes on this thing. And again, I'll say it again. We want to give you guys the flexibility to go further longer, and just use this RV as you guys see fit. Happy to be here with La Mesa. You know, you guys are a premier partner here in the Southwest, and we appreciate all you guys do.
All right, Rob, thanks for your time. So special thanks to Rob and Grand Design RV for spending the time with us. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Questions about this LVT1 or if you'd like to purchase, please contact me. I'll have my information down below. Also, we have access to Rob that we can help answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.